Well, I wonder when they'll get the docks in. I think they're putting the docks in Annapolis pretty soon. I gotta suspect that they'll be putting the ones in Bridgetown pretty soon too. Because I know there's already a number of fishermen that's using the boat launch there and whatnot, and I know it makes everything dramatically easier and really a lot safer. Especially in the event of anybody having an injury or something like that, where they had to offload somebody out of the boat. So today we're just going to take a little drive up through the back roads of Annapolis, in behind Bridgetown, up through Clarence. And some of the little communities up through. See how well things are starting to green up. I invite you to come along and join me for the ride. A little more color coming on the trees. Oh, there's some nice red blooms coming on that. The willow trees are really seem to be a little ways ahead of everything else. Everything's starting to get just a little subtle hint of color. The little bushes in the ditch. Another 2 weeks and stuff's gonna look a lot different again. got a little bit of a bump to it. It's not too bad though. Nice little horses. This guy must do some bee farming or some honey farming or something to that extent. I believe that's what those are. Yeah, you can see the swarms of the bees beside those boxes, so I would definitely say that that's honey bees. Quite a barn. Nice little houses right there going up. That farm field right there, that'd be a nice little sunset for a couple of these houses on this road there. Messenger Road. Not too far, but from Pearls in Paradise at the moment. It's a rather windy day in the valley. For as much as the sun wants to be out, it's not much of a match for that wind, because that wind is cold today. This time of year when the wind's out of the west, unless it's got a little bit of help from the south. with a southwest wind. That'll warm it up, but when it's just out of the wind, when it's right out of the west, it's not much fun to be had. I like seeing all the little flowers starting to pop up in everybody's yard. Most of them's just little tulips. Some people's got like red tulips or yellow or, you know, various different shades or whatever. But it's nice just seeing that little pop of color every now and then in some people's yard. Garden or greenhouses. They've had quite a project going on over the winter there, building like a community gardening project center there. Should be rather interesting. I think it's going to be a little bit educational and whatnot too. Have classes and whatnot to show people how to do certain things, gardening related, I believe. Like I said, we're just going to weave around through the valley here. There's no real particular plan. It's just too nice of a day to sit home, but it's kind of too windy to do anything, and it's still a little bit cold, so. Wow, that river is full. And dirty. From so much water that we've had run off, so much rain yesterday. The river is just bright brown in color. So now we're on the other side of the valley. We started out, we were on the south side of the valley, or on the north side of the valley. Now we're on the south side of the valley. I apologize for getting that mixed up. It's nice to have the nice color in the farm fields now, though, instead of the dead, dormant grass. They're starting to come back alive. I've always admired that guy's yard. You always kind of see them out amongst it. But to maintain that many plants and have those paths and stuff and kind of that living yard, that living garden, that's a job. I finally got my garden all dealt with, thank goodness. Now I'm just giving it a little bit extra time to make sure that the soil I put in and added, make sure it's nice and compact before I add the top back onto it. But yeah, it ended up really nice. I'm glad that I did it. It should really, the plants, we got a real nice dose of water yesterday and a heavy rain, but I used some pretty nice soil, and actually I just got it in bags rather than getting a dump truck or anything, because it was kind of easier for me to handle that way. But the plants have already kind of started showing signs of improvement, and a little bit of gratitude for giving them a little bit of nutrients and some much needed attention, and I think taking some of that weight off of them. Wasn't a whole lot of pea gravel, but I think it was just the amount that it had compressed, and getting new soil on top of the roots and giving it a little bit of air and kind of moving things around, I think really helped things out, because these last couple days things have really started to pop off. I'm glad that I didn't wait too much longer and kind of miss it. Because I think I would have been in the situation where I was possibly just, if I had waited too much longer, I'd probably just waited. I would have been too long. Like, I almost was to the point where I waited too long now. They're waving me on. Lawrencetown's starting to get a little bit of pop of color to her. Ebb Tide Cafe, I've never been in there. I haven't been into a lot of places, to be perfectly honest with you. Makes it a tight little fit there with the big mirrors, but it was nice that guy recognized. Give a little bit of room. I think that's what I'm going to do when I get home. Take Abby for a little walk.